In a twist of events last night, UFC fans woke up with many speculations rising after the title eliminator fight between the former middleweight champ Robert Whittaker and Khamzat Chimaev, which was expected to be the co-main event at UFC 308. Originally scheduled to be held in Abu Dhabi, UAE, the event lost one of the most anticipated fights, and the viewers got a chance to wonder if the fight had been called off. Robert Whittaker, a New Zealand-born fighter, has been on a quest of regaining the middleweight division's throne. The former world number one recently showcased his unbeatable form by delivering a technical knockout against Ikram Aliskerov, demonstrating his rich technique. The fight was in the history of the promotion's debut show in KSA witnessed Robert Whittaker's decision to his opponent with ease, showing that he is still aggressive and an elite contender. His challenger Khamzat Chimaev is another fighter from Chechnya who hasn't had a single defeat in the UFC. His last fight at the UFC 294 in October last year was as the co-main event to the former welterweight champion Kamaru Usman. In Abu Dhabi, Chimeav emerged victorious after a majority decision went in his favor, though the close contest sparked further debate and drama among fans and analysts. However, there is no doubting Chimaev's abilities now. As the current middleweight contender, he proved that he is here to stay. Lately, we have seen the rumors that Chimeav left his fight against Robert Whittaker for the second time last night. Some fans pointed out that the fight was not listed in the schedule as part of UFC 308, where there was a heavyweight rematch of Cyril Gane and Alexander Volkov as the co-main event. This led to the burden of speculation that the much-anticipated Whittaker vs. Chimaev fight had been called off. However, the confusion did not last for long. The UFC authorities stated on the issue, saying that the Robert Whittaker vs. Chimaev fight was still active and will remain the co-main event for UFC 308. This suggests there was likely an administrative mix-up, but the good news for fans is that the title eliminator fight will proceed as scheduled. UFC 308 looks to be an exciting event as UFC returns to the Middle East. The bout heavy event will take place at the Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi and will be topped off by a featherweight championship fight between Ilia Topuria and Max Holloway. The co-main event is already set, with Robert Whittaker and Khamzat Chimaev stepping into the cage as they vie for the right to fight for the middleweight championship. Quite surprisingly, the identity of the fighter Donald Cerrone was going to face remained uncertain for the co-main event of UFC 308, only boosting the expectation for the event. Now that he and Chimaev are both signed for their title eliminator, there are surely going to be great fights in Abu Dhabi. As always, the fight is expected to be filled with interesting moments, spectacular performances of the athletes, and the possibility of an influential victory for the fighters.